Hello, my name is Craig Williams. I'm the National State and Local Tax Practice Leader for CBIZ. I appreciate this opportunity to talk to you about sales tax. Daniel decides, in addition to his photography business, he's going to sell cameras over the internet. He's going to sell cameras over the internet from his garage in Atlanta wearing his fuzzy slippers. He doesn't know how successful he's going to be, but he's very hopeful. Well, after just a few months, he is selling cameras everywhere. The business is booming. Daniel's basic theory is he's buying cameras for $950, selling them for $1,000, making $50 profit on the cameras. They're such specialty cameras, and Daniel does some neat tweaks to them that makes his camera business stand out. Well, Daniel comes to me as a CPA, as an advisor, and says, Craig, I've been doing a little reading. Should I collect sales tax on those cameras? Well, let's first talk about the consequence if Daniel should be collecting sales tax and is not. We'll just say an 8% sales tax rate in New York. He should have charged his Aunt Sally sales tax on the camera. He did not. New York audits him. He owes 8% on the $1,000. So now he owes $80 to New York. He's left with $920. He bought the camera at $950. He lost $30 on the camera. And his Aunt Sally's pretty mean. So he goes back to Aunt Sally and says, hey, Aunt Sally, you owe me another $80. And Aunt Sally's going, no, I don't. And I'm being facetious, but most times in consumer sales, you do not have a chance to go back after the customer for sales tax you should have charged at the time of original purchase. That ship has sailed. So I contrast this in a way from being aggressive on income tax. If you're aggressive on income tax, you make a deduction, you have good basis. Ultimately, it's determined that the deduction doesn't stand. Well, you pay the tax then that you would have paid earlier in time, other than maybe a little interest. You're not that much worse off. In the sales tax issue, if you should have charged sales tax and you did not, it could very well be all your profit margin. You could be making sales at a loss. So now, what is Daniel to do? What's the law of the land on it? Well, the Supreme Court ruled in a decision called Quill that to have a collection obligation, you really need a physical presence in the state. So Daniel goes, I don't have a physical presence in the state. Why should I collect sales tax in New York? Well, New York also has some very unique laws. They've been determined Amazon laws. And through certain relationships that Daniel might have with third parties, it could be such that he has to collect in New York. Very detailed, very arcane laws that need to be analyzed very carefully. But again, the theme I'm trying to make is sales tax is not an area to be aggressive. And let's take it one step further. Let's say that the New York interpretation of their Amazon laws, if they were to be reevaluated by the U.S. Supreme Court, would not hold muster. Let's say the Supreme Court would say that violates the physical presence standard of Quill. That could be 10 years from now. It could be never. Does Daniel, working in his fuzzy slippers from his garage in Atlanta, want to fight New York State? Or does he just want to collect sales tax from his New York customers? Or the third option, does he just want to limit his activities in New York to those activities that would clearly be protected? He would not have any relationships with third parties in New York. The only way he would sell his goods is by internet. Ship them common carrier into New York. So Daniel's got to evaluate these things. He's got to evaluate, will people not buy my cameras if I charge them sales tax? Well, keep in mind, consumers in New York either pay Daniel sales tax or they pay use tax. So either way, the recipient of the camera should pay the tax. And on top of all this, there's 3 bills pending in Congress that could make the collection of sales tax mandatory one way or the other on out-of-state retailers. There's a lot for Daniel to consider. I just wanted to give the audience food for thought. Again, thank you for your time. My name is Craig Williams. I'm based in Atlanta. Please do not hesitate to call if you have any questions. Thank you.